Hey everyone, welcome back to Isaac Reviews 2024, yada yada, whatever. Megamind vs. the Doom Syndicate is terrible. The original Megamind is one of my favorite DreamWorks movies. It's extremely funny, witty, and creative with tons of memorable characters, a killer soundtrack, and animation that holds up shockingly well after 14 years. This is a movie that I would have loved to see a sequel to that could have expanded upon Megamind's role as the new hero of Metro City, but for a long time that seemed like wishful thinking. It unfortunately underperformed at the box office and was largely overshadowed by another movie from the same year about a former bad guy turning good, even if it has gone on to gain a cult following. But I guess Universal realized this about Megamind and decided to make not only a sequel for their streaming service Peacock, but also an entire series. One that I probably will not be subjecting myself to because this movie is one of the most torturous experiences I've had watching something in recent memory. Before I go in-depth on the writing and how it disgraces the film it's serving as a continuation of, let's talk about the animation because, dear God, it is hideous. Now, just as a reminder, the original Megamind came out in 2010, and the animation still looks great to this day. So how is it that something released in 2024 looks vastly inferior to something released in 2010? Like, just look at this shit. Look at how stiff the character animation is. Look at how low quality the effects are. Look at how boring the new villains designs are. Look at the crowd running around in this scene. I get that made-for-TV movies tend to have lower budgets, but even for those standards, this movie's animation looks terrible. But the animation is just the tip of the massive iceberg that is Megamind 2's problems. Let's talk about the writing and how much of an absolute disgrace it is to its predecessor. I find it mind-boggling how the same writers of the first Megamind are turned to write the sequel, yet they don't even seem to remember what happened in it. The biggest offender in that regard would have to be Megamind himself. Dear sweet baby Jesus, what did they do to Megamind? I'll tell you what they did. They took his highly intelligent yet overly confident personality from the first film and turned him into an incompetent buffoon who doesn't even know how a toaster works. And that doesn't even begin to describe his treatment of Minion. I know they call him something else in the movie, but I'm still gonna call him Minion. In the first movie, Minion was Megamind's only friend throughout his life and career as a villain, but in this one, Minion might as well be the garbage beneath Megamind's feet, and we don't even see him for a good majority of the movie. Another thing that fundamentally breaks the continuity of the first Megamind is the Doom Syndicate, since it said that Megamind was their founding member. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but wasn't a key part of Megamind's character his loneliness as a supervillain? And the ending has this one guy who said he taught Megamind everything he knows, but didn't Megamind learn how to be a villain when he was raised in a prison? Are we sure that these writers saw the first movie that they also wrote? The rest of the characters aren't much better either. Roxanne is completely devoid of the wit and charm she had in the first movie, the mayor is a complete man-child, and there's this new character named Keiko who serves hardly any purpose besides being another kid character trying to be Sam Rockwell and failing miserably at it. Oh yeah, and another thing, none of the original voice actors returned, and the replacements they got sound nothing like their original counterparts. And the biggest outlier, you guessed it, is Megamind. Bro deadass sounds like a gay Jack Horner. Like, there's so much wrong with Megamind vs. the Doom Syndicate that I'm honestly struggling to find something I liked about it. I can't even give much praise to the action, seeing as how it's extremely boring and how the villains are defeated in the lamest ways imaginable. At the end of the day, Megamind vs. the Doom Syndicate is without a doubt the worst film to have the DreamWorks name attached to it. It makes Shrek the Third look like Shrek 2, and I do not make that comparison lightly. Everything about this movie is wrong. It guts out any of the charm, wit, or memorability of the first Megamind in favor of a tiresomely generic story, disgusting animation, boring new villains, the original characters being butchered beyond recognition, and the humor having the equivalent comedic value of Saving Private Ryan. This should go without saying, but please do not watch this movie at all. There is nothing of value to be found in it. All that you'll find is one of the worst animated films to ever be released. In other words, yeah, Megamind vs. the Doom Syndicate is definitely worthy of a 1 out of 10. It may be a sequel, but with the kind of presentation I saw, it sure as hell wasn't a good one. Next time, I'll be talking about another DreamWorks film with Kung Fu Panda 4. All I can say to the studio is that they better not screw this one up or else we will be having words. Anyways, thanks for watching this episode of Isaac Reviews 2024, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!